you were talking about all the Iran and the war and all that stuff, right? Let me ask you one direct question. And interestingly, I also want to understand the FIFA going on. Looks like Iran is also part of one of the. So that's very, very interesting. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because what kind of situation back home, and then somebody is playing here, and so what does that mean? So I'll come to that.
Okay.
But this is one personal question direct to you, right? So you came to this country like long ago, right? Several years ago. I don't want to name the numbers and all. At what point do you feel like you are an Iranian versus at what point do you feel like you're an American?
No, I definitely identify as an American. Okay, but that's my heritage, right? That's my DNA. That's also my heritage. That's my culture. That's never going to go away, right? But I don't have any sort of allegiance to the country that's over there right now. All my family's here too as well. But I mean, there are still like extended family and stuff. And I care about the people to be free one day. But, there isn't really anything anybody can do from here.
Right.
But, and I also don't think this like peace deal, the peace deal is really, the first time they went to Pakistan to make this deal, there was no meeting of the minds. The U.S. had 10 points they wanted to cover. Iran had 14 points they wanted to cover. Not one of them were the same list, and they both walked away. No deal. This deal...
Sorry to interrupt. The very point of them going to Pakistan for the peace deal was, in my mind, it was funny.
Yeah, hilarious.
The country itself, it is hilarious. The country itself has no basis. Like Pakistan, I don't know how people are surviving there. Yep. And the two countries, one, the number one country in the world, and Iran are going and talking peace deal where there is no peace. That itself was like...
Right. And neither of them consider that country an ally.
I don't know why they didn't go to India.
Sure.
Right. India could have been a better place.
And they have good relationship with Prime Minister Modi.
Yep. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
So this deal that we have now, it's almost like the U.S. surrendered. Because if you look at the makeup of this, none of our original 10 points are in there. It's mostly their stuff. So what that means is we caved into pressure. America caved into pressure. You also have people that were very much for this conflict, those expatriates that live in the United States or live in other parts of the world, and they thought U.S. going out there was literally going to free the people, and they had plans to, establish a democracy over there and all that stuff. None of that happened. The regime change part never happened. And now these people are very disappointed that like, oh, what? Conflict's over? We're going to make a deal with the same people and walk away? So nobody wants that. And you know what else? When we talk about Hezbollah, part of the Iran deal was because they wanted to somehow focus the attention over to Israel and its treatment of its neighbors. So one of the deal points that they had was, hey, they need to stop bombing their neighbors. Lebanon, Gaza, all that.
Right.
And U.S. is like, okay, fine. Well, Israel's like, I never agreed to that. So the reason the thing keeps, the strait is open, the strait is closed, is because the third party that isn't in the agreement isn't complying. They're going back and forth. And as soon as they shoot, deal's over, closing the strait again. So there's no way we could do a deal with just two parties when there's a third party that should be part of the deal, and they're
not on the table.
Yeah.
So I'm really confused now. Is the Strait of Hormuz open or not?
Currently, not.
So okay.
It was open for 16 hours until the conflict resumed in Israel.
So my confusion is legit then. I mean, sometimes it's open, sometimes it's closed, and one day, you just don't look at the news.
Yep.
You don't know what happened then.
Yeah. If the negotiations continue, which they're doing in I think it's like Sweden or Switzerland somewhere. They're meeting again,
Okay.
But a lot of it has to do with some immediate things, and then some things that happen over 30 days, some things that happen over 60 days. There's going to be some easing of that stuff. But I just don't think this is a long-term plan. This is going to give us immediate relief, and the neighbors and all that stuff. But in the long run, there's been some damage in the region that isn't going to get fixed in 60 days. And I don't know if our forces are going to be welcomed again, because we were the first ones to flee and we didn't protect them when they were getting hit. Dubai got hit.
Right. Dubai, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was in the airport, the fifth floor, and then the guy who was serving there in one of the lounges,
Yeah.
he said that the bomb fell like 10 meters away from the building.
Yeah, that should have never happened. We should have been protecting them.
Right. And all the people who are non-Dubai people, non-locals who used to work there were all let go off back to their home countries. And only localites, Dubai people were working in the airport.
Yeah.
So last time when I was flying back, I saw very, 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 like it, I wouldn't call it as deserted, but almost with the intensity of the people you always see in the Dubai airport, when you compare with that, it was deserted.
Yeah.
So that's how it was.
Yeah.
Even after, I think that was in the month of, now it is June, right? End of April. Beginning of May is when end of April is when I came back.
Yeah. And it still was better than when it was in March.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah. So one question for you, Joe. What is the biggest misconception Americans hold about Iranians, and what is the biggest misconception Iranians hold about America?
I would say the biggest misconception Americans have, and I know this personally because I was faced with it throughout my childhood, throughout growing
so
up.
you saw both, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is they think they're Arabs. Okay, because all their neighbors are Arab. So Iraq is an Arab country. All the Middle East countries are Arab. These are not Arab people. Okay, so and what adds to the confusion is because they're Islamic. Right. So then they go, you think Muslim, you think Arab. Okay, it's all the same. It's not. The people that took over in the 79, they established an Islamic revolution. Okay, and prior to that, it was not Islamic per se. Were there Muslims there? Yeah. Were they being persecuted? Kind of, but they weren't like, don't be Muslim. There were people that were Muslim, they were fine. There were also people that are Christian. There were also people that were Zoroastrian or other belief systems. But
so what were these people then? If they were not Muslims or Christians, or what were these then?
The traditional religion was one of the first monotheistic religions. It's called Zoroastrian.
Okay.
The concept of a single God, the focus around the sun, and a lot of the whole concept of good and evil, the concept of heaven and hell, Satan, all go back to Zoroastrianism. It started over there well before Christianity or Judaism or Islam. Okay. They root back to that era. So, a lot of so when you talk about misconception, they throw them all in with all the negative stereotypes and all that stuff, and then what it does is it creates animosity because they're very proud of their heritage and stuff. But they don't like this like Islamic identity that's been put on them. So it kind of follows you, because even if you leave and you're living in America, people hear, oh, Iran, oh, camels, or desert, terrorists, all the negative stereotypes. So all that doesn't apply to the people. It's very modern people. They're very scholarly people, very smart people, entrepreneurial people. But the people in charge, very bad people.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I see. Okay.
The other thing is,
So you said, sorry, you said they are not Arabs.
they're not Arabs.
So what are they like?
They're primarily Persian.
Persian. Okay.
Primarily.
Oh, I see.
Although there's other groups of people. There's Kurds.
Oh, okay.
There's Baluchis. There's other types of people that all live under the country of Iran.
Okay.
But prior to it being called Iran, it was called Persia, and the people that lived there were Persian.
Gotcha. Okay.
Also, in India, the Parsis.
Right. Yeah.
Same.
Move. Yeah. They're like
Same origin.
Yeah. I know. I think Tata. Tata is a Parsi.
Yep. And so then they're I would say they're closely related to like the Afghani people. They have a kind of an older root, but nobody else. Not Turks. Some degree, some northern area Turks. Some of like the groups that go to like Georgia and Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan and some parts of like what used to be Russia, some of that blending historically go back thousands of years. Those are same people.
Oh, okay.
So again, as it kind of got squished back by the Romans, by the Arab conquest from the Middle East, by the Romans from this way, by Genghis Khan this way, it kind of shrunk into its current state. Oh, okay. But it used to be much bigger and it covered a lot more people.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. It is still a big country, though, right?
It's still a very big country. Yeah.
When you compare with other countries around Iran,
like if you have those tools where they move the country around the globe, I mean, it covers a big portion. I mean, it's bigger than Texas.
Oh yeah. No, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it in the map, and I was surprised. Oh wow, I never saw it. I never paid attention.
Yeah, and there's different regions, right? So there's the southern region that has a lot of oil, that has access to the Gulf. There's desert there, but then there's northern region that has mountains. There's access to the ocean. There's regions that have a lot of trees. A lot of the pistachio in the world comes from over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there is still a business and all that stuff continues to happen from Iran.
Yeah. They have other trading allies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a one misconception about Iran to Americans, to yourself.
Yeah.
What about the other way?
The other way around, again, because of the brainwashing that they do over there, they paint America and Israel as like evil countries. And so people have this like misconception of what it is to be America. And so we'll use that as a segue to like when you have people that have an opportunity, most people don't have the opportunity to come visit. But when people come and visit what actual life in America is about, it's not at all what they had in their mind. Right. It's a lot of regular people, hardworking people. Right. It's not Hollywood. It's not a bunch of cowboys. It's not evil people. It's the same thing. The problem with these stereotypes is that it doesn't allow for people to understand the individuals. You just paint a broad picture and say, "Oh, they're all like that," and that's what's wrong.
Right. So if you have to tell some people in Iran right now, what is America? What would you tell them?
I would say America has one thing that people in Iran just haven't really experienced is the concept of our freedoms. We have freedom of speech. Again, I don't wear this because I'm an American. I don't want any sort of backlash from the people from over there, speaking negatively. But in America, I can speak my mind. I don't have to worry about, who's going to agree with me, who's going to disagree with me. The blending of cultures, there's not forced of one way. The blending of cultures in America is what makes America, great, is what makes America strong. We took people from everywhere and made them all American.
Yeah, so all Iranians probably don't speak English, right?
Not necessarily, but although more.
If you have to say it in local language, how would you say it? Do you even speak that? Like
Yeah, yeah.
Persian? Yeah,
I would
go ahead.
say مردم ایران باید بدونن که مردمایی که توی آمریکا زندگی میکنن به اندازه کافی از ایران نمیشناسن، میدونن، ولی اونایی که وقت بذارن و بفهمن که مردم ایران چی هستن و چی هستن، با مردم ایران کسی کاری نداره. دولت ایران و دولت آمریکا کسایی هستن که با هم اختلاف دارن، مردم ها با هم اختلاف ندارن. What I said was, if you get to know the people don't have problem with the people. It's the people in the government of both Iran and in America that have a conflict.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
So in the FIFA world, I mean, obviously you have to qualify, and then those teams make it. So during this qualification, and FIFA, it was already understood that U.S. was going to be hosting well before this conflict, right?
Right.
And it's not just U.S., it's North America. So it's some Mexico and some in Canada.
Canada, yeah.
Well, these teams were coming, and at one point they asked the White House, they go, what do you think about team from Iran coming over here? And, Trump's like, I don't think that's a good idea. It wouldn't be safe for them. So,
oh my God. He said that?
He said that. And then people were like, well, what are you talking about? These are athletes coming to play a game.
Right. No.
That's not enough. Then he said, well, we need to think about it. We don't know, whatever. Well, then fast forward to each team gets a training camp. Like in Frisco, in Texas, we hold, in Dallas, in Frisco, we have the Swedish team. They're practicing where FC Dallas was. Every team has a host city. Right. They were supposed to be hosted in Arizona. Well, about 3 weeks before they were supposed to arrive, FIFA tells them, there's been a change in the itinerary, and we're going to have you stay in Mexico. Okay. So now they've allowed this team to stay in Tijuana, Mexico. 2 of their games are in Los Angeles. 1 game is in Seattle. On game day, they're supposed to travel to the U.S. and leave within 2 hours after the game. It is very, very, very non-typical. Even the president of FIFA went to their locker room and apologized. And they said, we just want what everybody else has. We need time to acclimate to the city. We need time to get here, not jet lagged, arrive and play, and leave within 2 hours. But having said that, those people are starting to witness. So they've had a lot of opportunity to learn from the people in Mexico that have been very hospitable to them. They're appreciating them.
Right.
But when they're coming to play in LA, LA has 700,000 Iranians living there.
700,000.
Oh, it's one of the largest population of Iranians outside of Iran. You have obviously people that are going to SoFi Stadium to support their team. But it's not their team. They don't like this team because it has the wrong flag. And they're like, this isn't my team. So outside of the stadium, there's been horrible, horrible clashes of people that are supporting the team because that represents their country. Then you have people with the flag, right? And they're saying, no, that is not the team. This team does not represent our country. This is a representation of that regime. And we don't like him. We don't support it. So now you have people in America fighting
between
each other with no common sense at all. Like, what do you guys like? Imagine being an American going out there and say, like, these 2 people are all wearing Iran gear and they're fighting with each other.
Right.
Fighting, drag out, like punching.
Really?
Oh yeah. And I'm thinking, what are you resolving here?
Right. It's nonsense.
It's nonsense.
Basically not using their head at all.
No, listen, you don't support this team, stay home.
Right.
You come here to support. Then there's people that go to the game. I mean, these are not cheap tickets. They're going to the game to boo the team. Like, you think they care? They're just here to play a game, man. They're having they've gone through hardship. Between war, travel, crazy travel to just come play a game.
Right.
And over here, you got their countrymen wearing their flag and booing them.
That's probably
so stupid.
Crappy experience for them.
Right. That's not a good experience. But on a positive note, a lot of international travelers coming to America because of FIFA are going around experiencing Cracker Barrel and In-N-Out and Whataburger and grits, different kinds of food, or Mexico, or ranch sauce, like ranch dressing. They go, oh my God, what is all this?
Well, one of the German nationals came to our farm because
Okay.
we have a cabin there, and they stayed at the cabin. German nationals.
Very cool.
Yeah, and that's when we figured, it's all because of the FIFA happening.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was just attesting to your point. People go to Cracker Barrel, people go to all kinds of different places.
Experience different things.
Yeah.
And that's how we break down stereotypes. That's how break down. Right. But these people have an opportunity to travel to the United States.
Right.
They get to see the real United States.
Yeah, but what difference would it make for them rather than just having a very, very tough time here? The players who came from Iran.
That's very unfair.
All right. Will they carry anything from here, and will they be able to influence anything there?
No.
Nothing, right?
No.
They probably will have to go back in their own cocoon.
Remember what we said from the past episode? Forced compliance.
Right, yeah. So this will probably build more resentment in their mind.
Correct.
And it will, I see your point.
They can't provide any sort of feedback. Even if you ask them, they can't tell you what they feel because they'll have to suffer back. If he says something about the country, before he makes it back over there, his family members are in jail.
And probably killed.
So he can't say anything.
Right.
There's no point in asking.
So do you think will this ever change in Iran?
I believe so. I believe a revolution without outside influence is imminent. It's just imminent. It's going to happen, and they have to free themselves. And when they free themselves, they don't want the last regime. They don't want the king's son to come be their new ruler. Right. They want someone from within. But the problem is they don't have a central figure. They don't have a person that can champion their cause. It's just a bunch of people that are just disgruntled and disillusioned and completely fed up. Great. You can't just overthrow a country and then be like, now let's figure something out. Right. There needs to be a leader, and it lacks leadership. And the leader has to be from over there.
Right, a local leader.
Yes.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Those 90 million people have to agree that this is better now.
Yeah, this guy is going to make it.
It can't be some savior that comes from the West.
Right. Okay.
They don't want that. They don't want that. You know who wants that? People here, they want that. Because they're nostalgic of the time when they left.
Right. So
that was the good times.
Expat.
Yes, the expats want that because that's when it was good. But you haven't been there. You haven't gone through what those people have gone through. Those people want freedom too, but they don't want the past. They want democracy. They want freedom.
Right. Do you ever feel like going back and having a visit to see what's going on, how people are, and all that stuff?
I mean, through social media. When the internet is open, you can kind of get a glimpse of it from just regular people, traveling and all that stuff. Yeah, I would like to taste the food again. I would like to, go to the countryside and the mountains and the ocean and the regular people, but nothing anytime soon because that regime can't be trusted. And someone like me, I can't go anywhere near over there because I've converted to an American, which is like the worst thing in their mind.
Okay. So you won't be. That was my next question.
Yeah.
Would you?
One of my dad's friends, his father passed away. He had to rush over there for a funeral service, and they took his U.S. passport right at the airport. They said you won't be needing this, and then he had to pay people to smuggle him out. Like they weren't going to let him go.
Really?
They're like, yeah, go bury your father, but you're not leaving. It's not like just traveling to like Italy. Yeah.
So it's still not okay. So you would not go back then?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So what in your mind? It's a Khamenei's son, Mustaba. Is that how you call it? Was named successor, right?
Yeah. New supreme leader.
Yeah, new supreme leader. Do you see a real change, or it's a same system with a new face?
It's worse because anyone who was semi-progressive or anyone who was more soft on, like a few years ago, there was like all this pushback and whatever. Remember, there was the woman life freedom movement because they had killed some lady because she didn't have the head cover, and it became this whole green movement, all that stuff. Well, since then they had softened the restrictions on women, like, hey, we like you to wear the covering, but some people don't, and they don't make them comply. They don't make them put it on, but they can. They haven't changed the laws.
Oh, okay.
They're just not policing it as much.
Oh, okay. So
They got rid of some of those moderate people, and then the attack that we did, all of a sudden now you have not just the Sun, but a lot of the people that are what they call IRGC, Islamic Republic, the Revolutionary Guard. This is a paramilitary group. Those people are like now taking more prominent positions because this became warfare. And I would say the situation locally, socially, politically is far worse than our involvement because things were softening a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And now it's worse.
So the new phase is even worse than what it was before.
Yes.
Okay.
There's then no indication that this person is even alive, because if he is, he's probably very badly damaged.
So who would be the next one? Do you have any idea?
They just assign somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was hearing that, I think in NPR or someplace, they have like 5 layers of leadership and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true then, right? Is that true? Like 5 layers of leadership?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So here is a hard one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Many Iranian Americans like you, right, support a war on the country they were born in. Critics call that contradictory.
Yeah.
How do you answer that?
I've kind of touched on it a couple of times. That they wanted support from the U.S., but not bombing. Anyone who's into like bombing really is just become so detached from the idea of what it means to be from there. Anyone who now 4 months into this conflict is still, wishing that there was more damage done. Look, if you're going to do something, when they say like, if you're going to go, when we say in English, don't poke the bear, right? You're only going to make it matter. That's really all we did. We just poked the bear. There was no attempt, like what we were doing it was more like a deterrent, but it was not with the effort to go and knock out the people in power.
Gotcha, yeah.
So there was no effort to do a regime change. It was really just a show of force on both sides. So from that perspective, it was very ineffective. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, but it's also not a very widely shared sentiment. It's a very specific group that really supported that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So if you could send one message to the Iranians still inside the country tonight, what would that be?
Don't give up. Freedom is worth fighting for. And how you got into this mess is the exact way you got to get out of this mess. 47 years ago, people overwhelmed the regime. At some point, it's going to come through bloodshed. It's going to come through tears. It's going to come through sacrifices. But you have to fight to win your country back.
Translate that into Persian, right?
Yeah.
Please.
مردم ایران باید یاد بگیرن که با اینکه اسلحه ندارن، اسلحهشون همون همتی هستش که بتونن با جمهوری اسلامی دعوا بکنن و بتونن ببرن. همینطوری که اینا 47 سال پیش کشور ما از ما گرفتن، باید بتونین که خودتون کشورتون رو درست بکنین. از بیرون نمیشه. کمک از بیرون نمیتونه کمک بکنه. معلوم شد بعد از 4 ماه هیچ فرقی نکرد. خودتون باید کشور رو ببرین و اون روزا میتونیم با هم بیایم celebrate بکنیم.
Thank you very much, Joe.
No problem.
Thanks a lot for coming on to my show.
My pleasure. Good to meet you. Thank you, Prime9.
God bless you. God bless you.